Hello, it's about 9:30 and welcome to the weather updates. Yes, I got some pines today. It wasn't easy. Went to Pine Lawn now. The trains were having some problems, so we're going to talk about that. The Ronkonkoma line for a while wasn't running, and they were running every other train was a dual mode. So this is one of the dual modes right here at Mineola, actually coming through from Ronkonkoma. They're running express, yeah, so we'll get to the impacts of the blizzard first because they're still being felt across our area. We'll call it a blizzard because that's what it was over Suffolk County. But you'll see here that there were trains that had a lot of equipment trouble this morning. And again, this is all due to the snow, the ice getting into the traction motors, the blowing snow. Some trains. So a train from Ronkonkoma they tried running, and then so basically they felt so buses are replacing trains between Ronkonkoma and Farmingdale because of what was going on there. They tried to run service electric. You could see a lot of canceled trains this morning, and it was mainly the main line, but the Babylon branch had some problems too, just due to that blowing snow, and what wound up happening was they had every other train service is resuming with direct dual mode running every 2 hours, and then the other trains that terminated at Farmingdale were replaced by bus service. Now, I was on the first electric train eastbound to Ronkonkoma. You can see there were a lot of problems, though, today, and then they restored the electric service. That was right around noon, late morning, noon, they restored it. But there were still problems, lots of issues with debris, delays, and then they had no service east of Spionk. And then that was restored because the tracks, there's just a lot of drifts. It's a big challenge. All these snow drifts causing problems, and let me tell you, walking around out there was not easy. We'll get to it in a moment here. I have a video, you'll see, but 417 Penn, so they had a lot of problems there. The Babylon branch had problems too. There was some switch problems. Everybody had problems today. And then this wound up happening. It screwed me up this evening. Actually, we'll talk about that too as well because there was a service suspension on the Babylon branch. And guess where it was? On the South Shore. So I sort of got affected by it. However, I'll show you how it wound up having to do. But let's get to what it looked like today because we had a beautiful sky. And I was in Pine Lawn. That's the only place I could go because they have paved roads you can walk around. I did go off into the snow for a little bit, and it was very hard walking, very deep. Felt like 2 feet. Felt like almost close to 2 feet over there. This is, again, what it looked like. There's a lot of snow out there, a lot of snow. Just a lot of snow. A ton of snow. Look at all this snow here. So a tremendous amount of snow here. That's what it looked like. That was pretty, though. There you go. That's a beauty right there. But this is kind of interesting. This picture kind of shows you what I'm talking about with the drift. So you can see under the tree, there's not much snow at all. But then when you walk out of that, you get into a drift that's like 3 feet high up to your waist. Or maybe not quite up to your waist, but up to your thigh, It's quite hard to walk in that, It is quite hard to walk in that. Yeah. But, hey, we got to get into some pines, which is good, and it was quite pretty. Then what wound up happening, so going back, what wound up happening, well, you're probably wondering, why is there a picture of Massapequa Lake at night? I was going to get the 6:15 train from Belmore back to either Freeport or Rockville Center to get the bus back, and it said it was coming in 8 minutes, then 7 minutes, and then all of a sudden it said, literally the sign just said, everything was canceled. It didn't say why. It didn't say why at first. And then I'm like, what the hell? It must be a service suspension. So I saw an eastbound train, the 548, was running really late, like 20 minutes late. I got on that because I knew I could take it to Massapequa and get the 55 going back. And I'm glad I did because it would have been really hard to get over to Freeport or Baldwin to get there. It's a long walk from Belmore, and it would also have been a long walk from Jerusalem Avenue. But I had to kill about 45 minutes in Massapequa. So I walked down to the lake where, at night, just to get this picture here of the lake here with some of the ice partially frozen on it at night. So it's kind of pretty, actually, to take that picture. And, yeah, well, you could walk through. There was, like, a lot of people had walked through, and, you know, you could get through. But, yeah, it was a lot of snow out there. That's for sure. Let me just grab my ruler so we can see. Yeah, about 20 inches there. 20 inches because it was up to my knees. So it was quite a bit in Pine Lawn. So there's no way I could actually go on a hike at all today. Absolutely not. So next thing we get to, you know what? We'll save that for another video. We're gonna have to call out channel 12 again, but I'm gonna do that in another video. All right, so let's get to the weather here. We had mostly sunny skies. Now we have some clouds coming in, but for most of the day we had mostly sunny skies. Maybe a few in the morning, maybe a few scattered contrails. But other than that, it was a clear, nice day today, but very cold. And you can see there's all the snow cover showing up right there on the MODIS satellite. Let's go to our current conditions right now, and we'll take a look and see what's going on. We're around 20 degrees across Long Island, 19 at Islip. West Hampton, this is a bad time for West Hampton not to be reporting, but you can see they are not reporting. They have a southeast wind at 28. I think their station is malfunctioning. So, unfortunately, we're not going to have them. Right now, we have 9 degrees at Eastport, so that's what we'll have to watch out for. And I think it's going to... We already have single digits. Look at East Hampton. 6 degrees in East Hampton. So, I think we're going to see those single digits near 0 in the Pine Barrens tonight, for sure. As we get through the... 23 at Central Park right now. So even the city's cold. Everybody's fairly cold. Everybody's below freezing. Let's take a look at New Jersey. Toms River is 19, 15 at Lakehurst. It'll be interesting to see what kind of radiational cooling they'll get in the Pine Barrens. Now, we have these clouds moving in, which may mess up that process a little bit. So it may not get as cold as it could have gotten tonight, but I still think there's going to be some good radiational cooling. So let's take a look at the highs and lows for the day. We'll start off first with the lows. This morning, and you could see around 7 degrees, 7 degrees at Islip, and that was with the wind, all right? 7 degrees at Islip, around 15 in the city, and it looks like around Toms River. Let's see what they got down to. I don't think they got any radiational cooling. Well, maybe they did. I see 5 degrees around Wharton, so, yeah. And at 2, yeah, there was some radiational cooling. 2 degrees at Mays Landing, 1 degree. Another 1 degree reading at Mays Landing. So it's all the Pine Barrens here in New Jersey radiating and getting very cold. You know, I guess the winds dropped off enough by the morning that they were able to get into some of that really impressive radiational cooling. So let's take a look at some of these sites here in New Jersey. I'm real curious about that. So let's take a look at the Mays Landing here site. Let's go. I have to go back to station plot to get the whole thing to load, but let's see. Right now it's 18, but now it doesn't want to show up. Oh, I got to do this. Well, now it'll show up. All right. Give me the 3-day here, so you get a chance to look and see what happened here at Mays Landing. Let's see. Where is that? There's a gap. I wonder if they lost power there, but yeah, you can see 1 degree. So it dropped below 10 after 2 a.m. last night, and then by morning, just before sunrise, 5 a.m., you can see it going down. There you go, 1 degree. So that gives you an idea. Look at how low the dew point dropped to negative 15. That's quite impressive. So, yeah, they got into some really good radiation cooling in parts of the New Jersey Pine Barrens last night. Well, we didn't really get it, but we'll see what happens tonight. So let's go to the highs today. And you can see highs in the mid-20s. Disregard that 35. 25 in Carl Place. 25 at Islip. West Hampton is reporting only 18 for a high. I don't know if I'm buying that. 25 at Shirley. So generally mid-20s. Cold day today. 26 at Central Park. Let's see what if it was any warmer in New Jersey. Probably not. Not really. 23 at Lakehurst. So, yeah, it was cold everywhere today. That snowpack helping to keep the temperatures down for sure. Looking at a few more observations here. This is the wonder map here, which doesn't want to work now. You can see generally temperatures are, well, yeah, it's frozen. I have the patience for it. Let's go look at the models now that we're done with the snowfall. Oh, we can also look again at the snow reports as well. If we want to go over this one more time, maybe get a few more numbers in here that we can look at here, because we do have some more numbers in here. And we'll just talk about Long Island in this one. So Nassau, you can see Levittown, 19.2. So eastern parts of Nassau, but then Elmont's reporting 17.3. Massapequa, 16. Belmore, 14 inches. Merrick, 13 inches. East Hills, 10. So the North Shore of Nassau seems to have gotten less. Manhasset Hills. And then when we look at Suffolk County, look at this. Orient, so the East End actually did wind up getting additional accumulation. Look at that. Orient, 25 inches. That is incredible. 24.7 at Islip, 24.2 in Bayshore, 23.5 in Medford, 23 inches in Smithtown. I'll try to figure out where the Calverton, 22.9, St. James, 21.6, Center Reach, 21.4, Patchogue, 21 inches, Sayville, 20.9, Shoreham, 19.5, Deer Park, 19.4, East Hampton, 19.2. It'll be interesting to see what I would say. I didn't have a ruler with me, but I would say Pineland got around 20 inches, just by where it was on my up to me, and some of the drifts were even higher than that. So impossible to walk in that. Absolutely impossible. You cannot walk in that. On those type of. It's just no way. All right, yeah, we're not gonna. That's another video we're gonna talk about. Channel 12 missing some stories again, showing who they serve, but that, of course, is another video. So let's talk about what's going to be happening now as we head into this week. We're going to get a break from the cold. Let's start with the upper air pattern, actually. We're going to go to the North American view and look at the jet stream here. And again, no, not the jet stream, the jet stream. And again, we're going to just rewind this just to show you here. Again, there's that storm. Look at that. Now, negative tilt, that was really impressive right there. You can see it was actually two branches of the jet stream got together. There's that huge trough. And we're going to be in that trough. We're going to be in that cold air again tomorrow. One more day as we round out January. And then you can start seeing a little bit of a ridge develop here ahead of the next trough that's diving down into the Midwest, into the middle of the country. And the track on this storm is going to bring us rain and warm air. And then behind that, you'll see some more troughiness here. And we're going to have to look for that. That's just more opportunities for more cold air to come on down. We can look at the upper air pattern, too, on the GFS. And you'll see here, there's that trough lifting out. And you see the ridge developing, so we warm up, melt a lot of the snow. Probably not all of it, depending on where you are. Maybe New Jersey will melt most of theirs, but probably not on Long Island. And then another trough digs down, more cold air for the weekend, and then another ridge. And then we have to watch again. But this pattern, generally, you could see it. We got a break, but then look what happens here. Toward the middle of February, that could be some frigid air right there coming down, and that's a huge trough as well in the east. So if we go to the CONUS view and look at the temperature anomalies, let's do that. So here we are at the temperature anomalies, and you'll see below normal tomorrow again, and then we'll start seeing a moderation Tuesday, and then above normal Wednesday, Thursday, and probably the early part of Friday way above normal, and then boom, some more really cold air comes in for Saturday, and we'll see more of that really cold air coming in from time to time. You can see, look at that, some more plunges. Definitely looks like some of them are more focused on the Midwest, but you know, and they've had a lot of cold weather in Florida too, by the way. They've been well below normal in Florida. Let's actually go to that right now. I'll just talk about Florida for a moment. Go to the weather observation viewer here, because you could see, looking at Florida, you have this trough is deep. I mean, it's all the way in Florida. Look at this, 39 in Melbourne. I mean, that's very cold for Florida. So yeah, very cold conditions indeed. You see freeze and frost warnings all over Florida right now. That's how cold it is. And if we look at some of the observations from St. Lucie here, you can see they did make it up to 60 today. So that's not too bad. But at night, it's really getting cold in the morning. That dry air. It looked like it was colder yesterday. So this is yesterday. They were stuck in the 50s. So that's quite cold for Florida right there. It's unbelievably cold. And even Miami, look at this, 54 in Miami. So, yeah, that's quite chilly. I mean, quite chilly to have these. This is very cold. And you have a lot of species. I think iguanas, they say, are dropping from the cold. So, yeah, it's very unusual to see the cold air penetrate this far south. But that's what you have with the jet stream goes nuts. 48 in Hollywood. So, yeah, you got to bundle up in Florida. And the further north you go, the colder it gets, too. Probably going to have to watch out for radiational cooling, too, there. 33 in St. Cloud. I mean, yeah, this is insane. Insane cold. Just look at St. Cloud here for a moment. Show you how cold it got there. And their houses are not built for that. So today they were stuck in the 50s today, which is quite chilly. And look at how cold it got this morning. 20s. Man, that is insane for Florida. That is insane. So, yeah, there's some quite cold weather in Florida right now going on. Let's look into this a little more here. I'll just put a weather service forecast. Let's do West Palm. Because, again, look, 45 degrees. It's insane for the Miami forecast office. You can see, look at these lows here. We don't know if they broke any records or not, but I'm feeling that's pretty close. That's pretty close. Let's see. Maybe no records there, but near freezing temperatures tonight. Let's see if there are anything on there. They don't really have any reports of any records on their website. I'm sure. It's very annoying when they don't have anything. I don't have a social, or let me see. Maybe they have it on social media. Let's see. Did we see any cold one last night? Okay, low temperatures here. There's a picture of it. Look at that. Wow, that's quite chilly. I don't know if those were records or not. We have 2 tied record low temperatures. So yeah, they did tie their record lows. So pretty cold. Pretty cold. All right, I know I got a little sidetracked, but I wanted to point that out because it's quite unusual. So let's go. Let's take a look at our short weather for this week here. We'll first start with the HRRR and look at the weather through tomorrow. We're going to be dry. You see the high cresting over us this morning, and then it slowly starts moving away that's the 0-1Z. Let's look at the 0Z. And you can see we start getting to that return flow. That's our onshore to southeasterly flows we get into Tuesday. So let's look at our dew points first. So this kind of shows you where the air is coming from. Dew point and wind here. You can see very light winds tonight. We're going to have a lot of radiational cooling, I have a feeling. And you can see by tomorrow, you see northeast and easterly winds develop by the afternoon. And those winds are going to stay easterly on Tuesday, it looks like. So that means that we'll see a moderation in our temperatures. So if they're a very cold morning, and I predict lows around 10 degrees in most of Long Island, but in the Pine Barrens areas, I think it's going to be around 0. All right. Same thing for New Jersey. Tomorrow, you'll see we moderate a little bit. Still probably not going to make it to freezing. Maybe if you're in Jersey, Toms River on south, you might make it above freezing. For the rest of it, I think we're only going to have highs around 30 degrees. That's going to be it. And then we're going to have another cold night tomorrow night, I think, with a little radiational cooling, depending on how many clouds we have. Looks like the models have us dropping back into the teens again, so mid-teens and maybe even colder than that in the Pine Barrens. Then for Tuesday, we finally make it above freezing into the mid-30s. But it's going to be the cold is going to, the snow is going to be sticking around for a while. I don't expect it to go anywhere, at least for the next couple of days. So you see, there's the model, and then you can see. Let's go look at the precipitation here, so you get an idea of what's going to be happening here. And actually, I should have gone to CONUS. Start off with that. So like I said, so much to go over. So you can see like a weak system that develops out in the middle of the ocean. That might throw a couple of showers our way, maybe on the east end on Wednesday. But other than that, you can see the high setting up and that warm air flow for Thursday there. And then for Friday, you can see this cold front coming through. There may be a little snow on the backside of it. Maybe. It probably won't amount to much. Because but it is kind of like an Anna front type of situation where you have some precipitation hanging out behind the front, and it's not going to be moving that fast. So looks like Friday is going to be kind of a wet day, and maybe ending with a few flakes, and then another cold high builds in for Saturday, bringing us some more cold and dry weather, and then the next system develops there, but right now it doesn't look all that impressive, and then another high builds in, and then another weak system. And then there's a system there, so there could be some more snow on the way. There's still chances for more storms. We'll have to keep an eye on that. All right, now back into the area. We're dry Tuesday. Wednesday, you might see a chance of light rain over the east end, and then here comes this front. So this is the one we're going to have to watch, and you can see it ends as a little snow there, and we have to see. It's too early to tell. I'm not even going to go ahead and look at the models as far as snowfall accumulation guesses. I guess we can, but I mean, let's see. It doesn't really have much right now, but that could change. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. One thing's for sure, though, we will get a lot of precipitation. So if we look at the total accumulated precip, you see we could see up to an inch of rain, perhaps. Looks like it has a little further south, a little less further south, but, I have to keep that all in mind there. As far as, it's just too early to tell exactly what's going to happen. But anyway, you see the temperatures start moderating. Here we are, mid-40s on Wednesday with that onshore flow. And then Thursday, here we go with the southwest flow, hitting 50 or better in Jersey. And Long Island probably won't see, probably still be with this enough of that ocean flow to probably still keep us in the 40s. And then for Friday, here comes the really warm air surging up out of that cold front, going to shoot up into the mid-50s, and that could melt a lot of the snow in Jersey. But I don't think it's going to be warm enough to melt all the snow here. I think we'll still have some. And then here we are Friday, cold front coming through. You can see, look at the drastic change in temperatures here. This is a strong cold front. We'll have to watch out. Maybe it could even produce severe weather. It's too early to say. But you can see has it Hudson Valley's in the 20s while it's still hanging on to near 60 in Toms River there. And then the cold air comes on in Saturday, and then boom, Saturday we are down into the low teens by morning, and we probably won't make it out of the low to mid 20s on Saturday. And then we see a moderation again on Sunday. But if we roll this along, you'll see there are more cold air outbreaks that we will have to contend with. And again, especially as we get toward the end of the period there, there's an indication that there's going to be more of that Arctic air coming in. So we'll continue to have Arctic air outbreaks. Let's now look at the skies, our gem model. And we'll go ahead and look at the skies and see how we're going to do with the skies tomorrow. Obviously, we had fairly clear skies today. We have these clouds around tonight, you can see, but then they kind of dissipate for at least the morning. But then when more clouds could roll in around noon, these look like high clouds. Yeah, this doesn't really show the layers, right? Argent doesn't do that. But we'll look at some other models, I guess, if we want to do that. You'll see those high clouds, and then for Tuesday, you'll see what winds up happening with that east wind. We'll start off with sunshine, but then you're going to have those marine clouds coming on in off the water, and then some more clouds for Wednesday. So probably we won't have as clear. I don't think we'll have another day that'll be as clear as today until probably the next big cold front moves through. Thursdays is the GFS. You can see all the clouds, and then it would be Saturday that would clear it out. That would be the next cold front that would come on through. So I don't really like using the GFS that far off the cloud cover, but that's one model. Let's look at the NAM. That'll be the next one. 0Z. No, I don't have enough of you in. Let's do the 18Z. So this is the 18Z run here. And you will see here, the NAM's a little more optimistic, actually, with the clouds. It keeps a lot of the clouds away from Long Island. And has a clear day over Long Island, actually. And then for Tuesday, we start off with clear skies, and then the clouds roll in by, pretty quickly. And if we were to look at the NAM as far as precipitation goes, let's do this as well. Let's see what it shows for. You can see there's that low over there. So it's going to bring kind of an onshore flow. That might even bring some drizzle into the area on Tuesday. We'll have to possibly keep an eye on that as well. All right, so going back to the skies again, see if I go to high cloud fraction. This will show us where what kind of clouds these are. These high clouds, it is showing some high cloudiness over New Jersey, but it doesn't look like it's high clouds, actually. It looks like it might be more mid-level. Yeah, looks like it's more of a mid-level cloud deck that we would have to watch out for, I guess. So, high clouds are the worst, so maybe, still be able to salvage a decent sky, I think, for tomorrow. I hope. That would be nice. But anyway, I think that is going to wrap up this weather update. A lot going on, and unfortunately, there were people. The rant is going to be about people dying. 4 deaths reported on Long Island during Saturday's blizzard, which Channel 12 barely covered at all because they didn't happen in a certain area. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care, and thanks for watching.